So, Sarah, I recently sent you a short video from PBS. It was actually from their series, Brief but Spectacular.
Yeah. I never knew. I didn't know that this existed. I didn't know Brief but Spectacular was a thing. And it sent me down a rabbit hole of watching a lot of really amazing stories there. But what you sent me was a really beautiful story, I thought, about a gentleman named Narciso Martinez. He paints the people who feed America. So his story is that he grew up in Mexico. He came to the United States. He enrolled in high school to learn English and graduated from high school at the age of 29. He then went on to study at Cal State in Long Beach. And in the summers, to put himself through school, he picked produce on farms in the state of Washington. And while he was there, he talks about the big words and the things he's learning in college, but also, what he was learning about people that he was working shoulder to shoulder with on the farm, talking slang with them, and what that environment was like. And he talks about how in America, the people who pick our food, the people who truly feed America are at the bottom of the strata, as he calls it, of society. And he wanted to change that. And then something really powerful that he said was that these are human beings, they are not machines. And from that, he wanted to celebrate them and also share their stories and show that humanity. And so while he was still in school, he started drawing the people that he was working with on the farms. And, it was art class. And so they were critiquing, the art and the, not talking about the people. He actually got a bit frustrated about that, stopped drawing for a little while, and then returned to drawing no longer on paper, but now on produce boxes. And the visual impact that that has, the message that that sends, for me, I got chills. I was taken aback by just how beautiful this art is juxtaposed, on these boxes. So you've got banana boxes with a man picking bananas drawn beautifully on it. I just think it's really spectacular. And he links together a number of, boxes to make large murals, and he's had exhibitions, and he talks about the sort of the power and the beauty in those farm workers being able to come and see the art and see themselves represented in that way. And you know, my journey into the food industry through, I've talked about it before, my skin issues, and really understanding that food is medicine and that the best food comes from farms. It's real food, it's local, and to early on want to support the farmers and the farms who are treating people right and paying fair wages and giving them proper bathrooms and breaks and all of those important things. And it's a tricky thing to do. It should be a standard in our country. It is not. It's something that we fight for through our food choices. For those of us who are able to, it's something we fight for by going to farmers markets and directly supporting the farms. And I think by extension, and this is why you sent me that video, Chelsea, when we found good food businesses and when we support good food businesses, we're supporting that kind of work. We're supporting the mission of a sustainable and viable food system and supply chain. And so we want to take a moment today to celebrate farm workers, farmers, but also the majority of our listeners who are good food founders, who have a mission to change the world through food and who are helping to deliver so much to so many people around the country.
That's exactly why I sent it to you, because when I watched it for the first time, I couldn't help but think about all of the founders that not only listen, but that we've interacted with, that we've heard their stories, and we know how hard they are working
Mm-hmm.
to make it work, right? And to
Yeah.
be able to provide good food into the homes of people across this country.
So we want to say thank you for the work that you do. And also thank you for being here in support of the work that we are doing to support you and the greater, good food movement. We can't say thank you enough.
I couldn't have said it better. Sarah?
Well, Chelsea, thank you for sending that video to me. As our producer, you do an awesome job of finding great stories, and in this case, art to share with us. So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. And we're definitely going to include a link to that video in the show notes so that everyone listening has a chance to see it as well, because I agree. I think it's really special.